You know what it is, black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy.
You know who it is, black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy.
Ode Morris, Ode Morris.
Maurice Ode, Maurice Ode.
Black and snurdy, black and snurdy.
Black and snurdy, black and snurdy.
Hey, oh.
Yes, Mo?
Are you ready?
Let's go!
Black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy. It's the Black and Snurdy podcast with Ode and Maurice.
There we go.
We're here.
Yes, we are here. We're black.
Super Bowl Sunday?
It's Super Bowl Sunday. It is it's a good day to be podcasting. We're doing this relatively early.
We are.
I am this close to just saying fuck it and staying home.
No. It's gonna be fun. Wings.
I've been out all weekend. What?
We shall discuss.
Yeah, we will discuss this.
But we
when
are
my ass goes straight to sleep.
the Black and Snurdy podcast.
Yes, I'm Maurice.
And I'm Odie.
And together we are bringing you another podcast filled with fun and mirth and some arguments.
It's not argument.
We don't always agree with each other.
Sometimes we don't agree.
But
that's-
we're just a couple of friends who enjoy podcasting together. So there you have it. That's the end of the podcast.
That's it. Bye,
Yes.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
No. This is episode 66 of the Black and Sturdy podcast.
66.
We are so close to that delicious 69. Yeah.
Oh, God. I hate it when you make that noise.
It's a delicious noise. So as always, we start. How are you doing, by the way?
I'm doing good. Well, my stomach hurts, but and I'm feeling emotional
Why are you feeling emotional?
because I'm on my period, and sometimes when you're period, you just feel emotional. At the Grammys performances had me feeling emotional. Some of them were
just.
some-
Is that what that song is about?
It's just emotions.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Periods.
Probably.
It's just my periods taking me over.
Oh, wait.
Cramps.
Emotions, Mariah Carey, or Emotions, Destiny's Child?
Destiny's Child.
Oh.
We were just singing it.
Yeah, but when I thought of the song, I thought of the Mariah Carey, but then I noticed that as the melody was going, you were singing more the Beyonce one, and I was like, okay, let me double check.
Yeah.
Well, the Destiny's Child, not Beyonce.
Yes.
But,
No, it's Beyonce. Might as well be. Beyonce and them too.
no, we respect Kelly and Michelle around here.
Oh, but not LaToya, huh?
I mean, LaToya and Latavia. I liked when LaToya got her. Was it LaToya that? Yeah, it was LaToya that came out with "Torn Between the Two." That one. I used to love that song. She was in college. She was popping out the hits.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is the podcast where we talk about pop culture, politics, whatever, entertainment stuff.
Your mama.
Sometimes that too, mental health, and just the shenanigans that have been going on, both good and bad, during the week. So
Yeah.
we're happy to have you here. Hopefully this is not your first or last time listening. But are you ready to jump into our question?
Yes. Q&A with O&M.
Each week we start off the show with questions to just find out more about each other, and so that you can find out more about us.
Yes. What's this voice that you're doing?
I'm not doing a voice.
Yeah. We find out a little bit more about each other, and you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that woman from The Last of Us. Kathleen, yeah.
I hope not. God, she was terrible.
Yeah, she was.
We'll get. We need to put Last of Us on this list.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Because I want to talk about. I want us to watch it, do it for watch out now. But I just need to give a little bit. I just need to talk a little tiny bit right now about it, because I'm going through emotions.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to shuffle the cards.
Yes.
Close your eyes.
Okay.
They're in two different hands. You don't know which hand it's going to be in.
Okay, sure. I'm waiting.
I'm stopping.
Okay, come on. Give me the card. All right, and the question is, if you won the lottery, where would you take your family to celebrate? That is a huge assumption that's being made. I ain't taking my family nowhere.
We had a variation of this question before.
Yeah, we have. I mean, I feel like I would take, obviously, like, we would go to Barbados. Mm-hmm. Just, I would, they would have to pay for their own airfare. But I would pay for the lodging.
But, Barbados is somewhere where it's quick and easy to get to from the States. You're not coming from, like, Europe where it would be more expensive. So that's, like, $300-$400, sometimes $500, depending on how long they wait to get the ticket. Mm-hmm. And it's, like, a 2-hour flight. So
yeah.
That's not a bad deal.
Yeah, where would you take it? Lord knows it could be anywhere.
It's true.
Because just anywhere. You are a jet setter. Your ass is always on a fucking plane somewhere. I think you just out of nowhere this past week was like, oh yeah, I'm going to Thailand.
No, but see, you're acting like this was out of nowhere.
Oh, I'm going to Germany for Beyonce.
I told you that,
I'm going to Wakanda.
I told you that my cousin was having his 40th birthday party in Thailand a while ago, and I told you I was thinking about going. And then the time got closer, I told you I'm thinking about going to Thailand again. And I was telling you this multiple times, but you said
this is the first time you've ever mentioned that.
Listen. The same, you don't listen, and I have so many examples, but I'm not even going to air you out.
There's not even one example.
You do not listen, and then you think that something is new information.
This is the queen of gaslighting over here. Just over here being like,
if it's true.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm going to start recording our conversations.
That is gaslighting right
I'm going to
there.
start recording.
So see, she's not denying it. So
I am not gaslighting.
It must be true.
I'm telling you the truth.
I'm just over here gaslighting the fuck out of me.
And when Beyonce tickets
That's
dropped,
the name of this podcast now. The gaslighting podcast.
I told you Beyonce tickets dropped. I told you that I was going to look for Germany because one, my cousin lives in Cologne, and two, it's the day after my birthday.
Sure.
Okay. We have talked about. I think we've even talked about this on podcast on one of them. So
write in and let us know if this was something that was ever mentioned on the podcast. I think that
the Germany one, the Beyonce one, was mentioned because we were talking about birthdays.
Sure, if you say so.
It's what happened.
Whatever you say.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
answer this fucking question, please.
Let's see. I would take my family somewhere that none of us have been. So I think it would be somewhere that I've been wanting to go, like Fiji. I've been wanting to go to Fiji.
You've been wanting to go to Fiji? Why?
Well, one, it's
for the water.
It's beautiful, like to see the water. It's beautiful, right? But also,
I should have got water. Oh, yeah. I'm very dehydrated.
Yeah, same. Climate change.
Last night was a lot. I'm tired.
Yeah. Climate change will one day cause those islands over there to either be completely sunk or like not really super safe to visit because you never know if they're going to get washed away. Mm-hmm. And I know once somewhere gets to be that chaotic, like I'm not going to visit there. And I want to visit and see this place before I'm not able to.
What about Cuba?
Oh, I've been trying to go to Cuba. When I was so pissed off when Obama opened up the doors to Cuba.
Thanks, Obama.
That I couldn't get. I didn't have a chance to go because it was just like either I had already had other trips lined up or just didn't have. It wouldn't have made like financial. It wouldn't have been financially responsible to just go. And so I didn't get to. And then stupid 45 came in, the orange troll, and closed the borders again. And I don't know when the next time I'll be able to go. I'm very frustrated.
Thanks, Trump.
Ugh. I mean, I could go if I try to do one of those like circumventing and all that shit, but. You still have to show when you come back where your passport, where you've been.
Yeah.
And I could probably try to advocate to go there as a journalist.
That man is so handsome.
Oh yeah, he is. He's fine as shit forever. Fine. He's been fine forever. He will always be fine. Like he's getting finer with age. Like fine. He's the definition of a fine wine.
Yes, he is a fine wine.
He's a fine wine.
What are you, a Capri Sun?
I was going to say something so mean back, and I said, you know what? I'm not gonna go low.
Come on, that was funny.
It was not.
That was pretty funny.
If anything, I'm a coconut water. Get out of here.
You're a coconut water?
Yeah.
A coconut water. Oh, I hate coconut water. It's disgusting.
It is not disgusting.
Yes, it is actually.
Have you ever Have you ever
Coconut
had fresh
water.
coconut water?
I've had coconut
fresh
water.
coconut water?
I've had coconut water raw, like raw
from
a fucking coconut. It's not delicious.
It is.
No, it is not.
I had the best.
And I
coconut
hate
water
this
when I was in
thing
Brazil.
I hate that like it has become like in fashion to drink coconut. Just drink water. Like water is good.
Yeah,
like,
but coconut water has electrolytes and it boosts back your body.
Electrolyte these nuts. Oh my goodness. What is the next question?
The next one is...
Not that one. That's mental health.
You're correct. Well, this is a good one. I already know your answer to this, but when friends come over, which game do you love to play?
Oh, Risk or Trophies?
Yes.
Yes. How about you?
Honestly, a game that I have not played in a while, and I've been
That
thinking
fucking
about getting.
ovary game?
It's not ovaries.
Yeah,
it's about
it's like
vulvas.
matching vulvas. And
It's
shit.
like a game of matching, but it's vulvas and it has information on it. I like it. I think that's a fun game, but not that one. It's one that I've been thinking about getting. It's Life.
The Game of Life?
The Game of Life.
Yeah,
I love that game. Get the little spinner.
It's fine.
And you get to pick it's like the luck of the draw. It's kind of like playing Risk.
Mm-hmm.
Because you never know what kind of things you're going to get. Sometimes you get it to be an accountant that makes $70,000 a year and drives a nice car and has no children, but is able to get a nice house. Or sometimes you're a doctor that makes $50,000 and you got like 6 kids or 4 kids you can have max. So I think that it just it always keeps your mind going.
Yeah.
Or maybe Jenga. Jenga's always fun.
Jenga's always a good one. Always a good
or
one.
Uno. Oh, you know what? Uno. There's a new Uno I want to buy.
What new Uno?
It's called Uno Flip.
Oh my god, that's just like when, like it feels like it's overcomplicating a very simple, straightforward game that's already complicated because it has all these fucking different.
Yeah, but like if we play together, we already know the rules that we go by, so we don't have to like make up.
Yeah.
We don't have to go through all.
Yeah, we have house rules.
Yeah. But yeah.
Body shop, doing something unholy.
Anyway,
That song stuck in my head.
It's a great song. It makes sense why it has been so celebrated.
Yeah.
All right. That's good for the questions. Are we ready to go into our pop segment?
Yes, we are.
Actually, well, this is pop culture because it's still Black History Month, my friends.
Yay, Black History Month.
And this week,
Folks, where's the lie?
we are celebrating a living legend in Black tech. His name is Roy Clay Sr. He was born in 1929 in Jim Crow, Missouri, and he is considered the godfather of computers because he was the first Black man to work for a computer company, HP. After being declined, working at, when he got out of college, he went to St. Louis University, which was at the time segregated, so the first Black person to graduate from there. And when he left, he went to go work he got requested to be interviewed at McDonnell Aircraft Corporation, and when they got there and they saw he was Black, they said, "Sorry, Mr. Clay, we don't hire professional Negroes, or we don't have any jobs for professional Negroes." He did eventually end up working there, and after he started working there, he went over to work at Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory, and he was studying the aftermath of nuclear radiation in the sky after a bomb, because that was right around the time of the Manhattan Project. He went to work at HP, and when he left in the 70s, was the highest-ranking Black person in the company. And he started his own, he was a founding director for Rod L Electronics, which is in Menlo Park, California, which does both work in the technology field and in their community. And he was elected as vice mayor in Palo Alto in 1976, making him the first Black person to hold the position. And this super amazing icon that you probably maybe never have heard of is still alive today. He's about 94 years old. So we are giving him his flowers while he can still smell them. And you should look him up. And, you know, it's like without him, I mean, I know for work, I use an HP computer. I wouldn't have that. He helped create like the first personal computer, because at the time, computers were the size of like your living room. And then they made them small enough that we could work from home if we want to. We don't have to be.
Why does Lil Uzi Vert look like Lisa Simpson?
Do I need to pause the television?
What? No, I'm sorry. I'm paying attention.
What did Roy Clay Sr. do?
HP.
What did he do at HP?
He was a good. Why would you put me on the spot like this?
You should have been listening to the Black History Month facts.
I was paying attention.
How were you paying attention? See, this is why.
In Menlo Park.
And this is why
He grew up in Jim Crow, Missouri.
I say because you're not paying attention.
He grew up in first off, it wasn't because I was looking over and I saw, I was like,
you just looked at the key facts, but first of all, for your information, I already looked this up and had a whole other thing, but I didn't want to have to go through all those links because it was a lot. So I just picked this one because I knew that it was going to have the bare minimum information. So that's why you should pay attention and not try to look at the cliff notes.
We get it. You're lazy. So
whatever. That is our Black History Month fact. Please go look up Roy Clay Sr., look into his work, go apply at his company, you know, be a black person in tech, interview him. Something.
Yeah.
All right, next. Now we can jump into the pop culture segment.
Well, we're already in the pop culture segment.
Yeah, but like the actual pop culture segment, because, you know.
Yeah.
These are now going to be things. It's the news you could use.
Sure.
Or possibly be interesting.
Okay.
So remember a few months ago, or maybe, it was a few months ago, we were talking about Kanye being removed from Adidas and their collaboration because of his anti-Semitic remarks on social media, and then his continued, what is it called? When you continue on to do something, he just kept pressing the issue and wouldn't back down.
Mm-hmm.
So he on what's his name, Drink Champs, was like, Adidas can't fire me. I can say and do whatever I want. And then boom.
And then they dropped him. They dropped him like a fucking potato.
However, they did say that on Thursday that they are expected to lose $1.3 billion, 1.2 in euro. In revenue this year, because they cannot sell his clothing or shoes after ending the 9-year partnership. Yeah. So, I guess that
there's just going to be landfills full of Yeezys.
Yeah, because they said the company says they can't repurpose any of the remaining clothing, and that it would cost the company $534 million in operating profit this year.
Well, that's the cost of distancing yourself from anti-Semitism.
But the thing about it is, when I read
which is a good thing.
I thought of, like, you know, it's understandably like a lot of money, of course.
Yes.
And you're a company, but at the end of the day, I think that this is definitely showing companies like sometimes when you take the right stance, you might end up losing money.
Yeah.
However, I think that if people see this, like, and who knows, are they really losing this much, or are they just saying that because they want people to know, like, we stand by our position, this is how much we're losing because we can't sell it, and we don't care because we stood up for what's right, and then people are going to buy it. Mm-hmm. It's still good publicity. I would rather a company take a small hit, and for me to be like, you know what, I'm going to support them even more now, because I want to make sure that they can, because of their integrity, they can move forward, and like they're not going to go out of business or whatever the case may be. I don't think they're going to not be in business because they lost this $1 billion.
Yeah.
They're just, they should next time don't make 9-year products or partnerships with people who you know have a history, because the anti-Semitic stuff was the last of his stuff that he was saying.
Yeah,
when he was talking about black women, about black people. Everyone was talking about him. It was like, no, we don't. We're still good. We don't. Oh, we condemn his words, but you weren't dropping him. Now you waited till he went just off the deep end and started saying even more terrible things that was harming even more groups, and you finally got it together. But I think it's a not to say that they shouldn't have broke ties with him with anti-Semitism, but it's like when somebody shows you that they are a nasty person and they are going to be if you're being nasty to people within your own community, that says something about you.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like I was talking to my friend James the other day, and I was saying how women who are like, oh, I don't have female friends because they're all drama and females do this, this, and that. I would not be interested in being that person's friend because at most times people who say that, they're the problem.
Yes.
And they just are saying that in order to be a pick-me because they want guys to like them and they want them to be accepted under this, like, male gaze.
Yeah.
So it's like you drop the person at first moment that happens.
Yeah.
And you don't have to deal with the extra repercussions you're going to get in the future because now y'all are lost all this damn money, which you didn't have to lose. Yeah. So, hey. I still love my Ivy Park. If I could buy some, I would.
Still rock Adidas is like my
That's
favorite shoe. That's basically like my shoe. I still rock them. So, I've never bought a pair of Yeezys in my life.
And they were ugly.
And they were
This
ugly.
is the thing. You put $1 billion behind ugly clothing.
Yeah. I don't have any sympathy for you losing a bill. Like
no.
And you'll be fine. Adidas will be fine if you want to sponsor the podcast to recoup some losses.
Listen, we'll do it for you.
We'll
I love
do that.
Ivy Park.
Yeah, I love my top 10 highs.
I would take some Stan Smiths. I like the tracksuits.
Yeah, I do like those Stan Smiths. Yeah,
I love the tracksuits.
Yeah,
those are very comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Well, someone who I think is about to lose a lot of money from the black community is, and this hurts my heart to say it, my husband.
Well, my husband. Get in line.
My husband.
Get in line. After me. Idris Elba.
The African king that hails from Britain. The DJ, actor.
Is he Nigerian?
No, he's Ghanaian.
Oh, okay.
Just an all-around enjoyable person to look at, listen to. Seems to have like a great charisma,
He has another Luther special coming out soon.
He does, and I'm looking forward to watching it.
Me too.
I loved Luther.
I love Luther too. Did you watch all of it?
I have to finish the last
season.
Yeah, that's the only one. But it wasn't because I didn't like it, but it was at the time they said that they were going to that was the end. Mm-hmm. And like I say, sometimes I like to hold the series. Yeah. So I don't I know that's going to be the end of it. So that's what I was doing. But now that they have the special, I can finish it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And not watch the special?
No, I'm still gonna watch this. I'll watch it and then watch the special.
Okay. All right.
So Idris was talking to Esquire UK when they asked him that they said while he is a prominent member of the black community. Oh, sorry, they didn't ask him this. I don't know. It's not showing you the article. I was reading it wrong. He was speaking to Esquire, and he said he no longer refers to himself as a black actor because he feels like it puts him in a box, and an obsession with race can hinder aspirations and growth. He said, this is a direct quote, "If we spent half the time not talking about the differences but the similarities between us, the entire planet would have a shift in the way we deal with each other. As humans, we are obsessed with race, and the obsession can really hinder people's aspirations and hinder people's growth." He did say that racism is very real, but it's only as powerful as you allow it to be. And he said, "I stopped describing myself as a black actor when I realized it put me in a box. We've got to grow. We've got to. Our skin is no more than that. It's just skin. Rant over."
What put you in the box was doing that Tyler Perry movie, My Little Girls, or what is it? Daddy's Little Girls?
Daddy's Little Girls.
Daddy's Little Girls, yeah.
So, this is... it caused a lot of controversy on social media, of course.
Mm-hmm.
My thoughts of it are that I think he sounds like a uncle from across the diaspora. I think that, like, uncles...
I thought you were about to say he sounds like an Uncle Tom.
No, because actually
I don't
Uncle
know
Tom
about that.
was a positive character in that book, and calling him Uncle Tom would actually be a good thing.
Is that one of the books that you finished?
Are you? Don't be a jerk.
You're a jerk. You're a jerk.
Anyway.
You're a jerk. You're a jerk. You're a jerk. All right, what's up?
Anyway, Idris Elba is being uncle because I think that, one, African and Caribbean uncles have definitely an interesting viewpoint, especially if they were not raised in a Western country.
Right.
They have a very different perspective on race and racism. And not to say that they don't see it and that they don't experience it.
Mm-hmm.
It's that I think that because, one, when you grow up in a place that's all black,
yeah.
even if you're an American and you grow up in a place that's all black, like, you could understand that racism is around and there might not be places that you would go, but you don't experience it on the day-to-day the way others do. So I think that they can sometimes think that they have a perspective, in my opinion, that comes from, like, their first response might not be racism. It might be that person's an asshole.
Mm-hmm. Where,
like, other people who are experiencing it in a more tangible way are able to just call it out and be like, it is what it is. And then also uncles across the diaspora, including America, once they get to a certain amount of money or, like, prominence or whatever that they feel super comfortable, I feel like they forget that racism is a thing, and it should just be like, oh, well, you know, I did this, I've got to where I've gotten, so clearly racism is not, it's not just about racism, it's sometimes someone's an asshole, and I feel like they start. That's something that maybe you could share to your children, maybe, if you wanted to. But don't go on publications and start saying these things. Because that's what then gives white people a pass to be like, well, I wasn't being racist.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even see color.
It feeds into this I don't see color bullshit. I don't see race. Like, everybody is beige to me. Like, and just, it's gonna make it a little bit more difficult to fap to you. So, like, thanks a lot, Idris. Like, how am I supposed to get it going?
I think that, what's his name? Someone on Twitter, if you go on Twitter, find the response that John Boyega had to this, because he was definitely criticizing him, which I appreciated, coming from one of his peers.
Yeah.
But someone, I forget their name, tweeted something like, you've built your work off black people.
And black stories.
And black art.
Yeah.
So, I think that, yes, he's right, that it's like, no, I'm not a black actor. Like, my stories, I could tell stories that would be impacting anybody. Like, Beyonce is not a black... To me, when people say, oh, that's black music, I don't like that. Because, yes, there is music that black people... We've created a lot of the genres of music, so pretty much all the music is black music.
Yes.
But if you're talking about R&B, like, someone like Beyonce can do R&B, country, opera, whatever. She could do anything she wants. And it's going to be amazing and people will be finding it impactful. So when people will try to put it in a box and say, oh, she only does quote-unquote black music, possibly meaning like R&B and hip-hop, because they're not aware of how expansive black artists are, and whatever music I want to do is going to be black music, even if I'm doing, I don't know, a Russian wedding song, like, whatever I'm a black artist, I'm a black person, so whatever I do is going to be black and be black.
Yes.
But, and so I can understand where he's saying that, like, in one way, but it's the part that he's saying this to unprovoked or saying it at all in a national publication.
Yeah.
Just saying alone, like, I tell Black people's stories, and I tell stories that go across any spectrum of life, and I shouldn't be pigeonholed just because of my skin color to only playing certain type of roles. That's it.
Mm-hmm. That's a more succinct way of saying it.
But he decided to, I don't know what, I mean, I don't know why he would say, I don't know. And
I don't know either. I don't know.
Towards a Terry Crews.
Oh no, not Idris.
Because that would really hurt.
That would hurt my soul. Like if Idris Elba ended up becoming the next Terry Crews. Like, oh no.
Just because you have money and these white people are putting you in beast movies.
Beast movies.
Like, just because you're doing stories that are not typically just, you've come a long way from The Wire, from being a drug dealer.
Mm-hmm.
But that does not mean that...
To being a cop.
That you need to distance yourself from the black movies or the black actor label. They need to open their fucking minds, and regardless of whether they see a black person doing one type of role, understand that if a person is talented, they can do any fucking role they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're an actor. If the same way as a chef, you should be able to cook a variety of different foods. If that's what you're going to call yourself, because you'll hopefully have gotten training in that. Yeah. A dancer doesn't you might be better at one or two types of dances, but if you call yourself a dancer, you're going to be learning different styles of dance. That's just what it is, and you shouldn't be held back just because someone thinks you should only be doing something one way. Right. But next time, keep that in an inside community conversation.
Yeah, that's a barbecue conversation that you had with Esquire, you said?
Esquire UK.
Esquire UK.
Because even at the barbecue, I would have probably pushed back and been like, I feel like, let me hear more of your reasoning about this. But, at least that's a us conversation, which is fine. We need to have those type of conversations, as people, as a community. Let's talk about what's going on internally with us. But we don't say things outside the house. I feel like that was the early conversation we used to say. Keep people out the business in a non-toxic way. Yes. But, he's still fine.
Yes, he is still fine.
He still hasn't done anything incredibly problematic and gross that would cause me to
not flip through pages. That's what I call women masturbating. Flipping pages.
That's a ridiculous person. No, that would not stop me wanting to flip through pages.
That might be the name of this episode.
Flip through pages?
Flipping pages, yeah.
Flipping pages, all right.
Yeah. Who gonna break my soul? Who gonna break my soul?
Well, who will not be breaking our soul today? Rihanna, I meant it in a good way.
What?
She's not gonna break our soul. She's gonna make us happy.
Okay.
Because she's going to be at the halftime show. Well,
that was a way to go.
I know.
Just for that.
I thought that I had it.
You okay?
In my.
Do you need water?
No.
We both need water, actually.
I don't need water. I'm fine.
No, but you do need water.
I mean, yes, I need water. I'm fucking thirsty, but I'm. Why are you trying to rile me?
What? I'm not trying to rile you up. If you're getting riled up, that's a you problem.
No, it's not.
Yes, it
now
is.
Do you want to talk about gaslighting?
No, first off, gaslighting, you're the queen of it. You're the queen of gaslighting.
Anyway, Rihanna is going to be at the... Do
you think she's bringing anybody out?
She is. And apparently there's going to be a Caribbean theme. Did you see the promo for it?
No, I have not seen anything for it.
I watched it, and it's it was so cute because You see this woman, I'm assuming they're in Barbados because duh, like what other island would she have been on? But you don't see her, but you see like this auntie doing this woman's hair on her front step, and then her daughter comes out. She's looking super cute, and Rihanna's song starts playing. She puts her glasses on, and she walks out. It's Run This Town comes on, and like she's walking down the street, and she's pulling 3 little girls.
She brings out Jay-Z.
Oh, she might. She pulls these 3 little girls out. And they're like all walking with her. It was very cute. It was a very cute thing. So I could definitely see there being some a Caribbean theme, like a dance hall. Listen, it's Sunday. We need to wind. We need to do a little work. Before we gotta go to work tomorrow.
Yeah. You just reminded me that I have work tomorrow, and I have to schedule some meetings. I hate meetings.
Yes.
I hate meetings.
They're annoying.
They are the bane of my existence. And I'll lead a training and everything.
We are looking forward to seeing this halftime show. I think that's the best part. And honestly, after we see the halftime show, we could go.
Okay. Because
that's all I want to see. I don't care. Now, listen, it's Kansas City Chiefs against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yes.
The only things that I like about this is because I am not a sports girl. Like I'm sporty enough where I enjoy sports to watch them.
Yeah, you used to do flips.
Yeah, I was a cheerleader.
Yeah.
That
makes so much sense for you.
When I think about the teams outside of the New York teams, outside of the New York teams, this is how I decide who I'm going to go. It'll be like, one, is there somebody on the team that I know of and think is cute? Like when Richard Sherman on the he was in Seattle with what's his name? I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Who is that actually? That's a good question. I'm not sure.
His name just flipped out of my head. But like I would be like, oh, I like them, so I'll pick that team if they're rooting against somebody else. And then if I just know them in general and maybe they do stuff in the community that I hear about and I like, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'll root for that team.
I'm rooting against Philadelphia. I told my dad this earlier today because Philly fans are annoying. They won't shut up. And also my ex is a Philadelphia Eagles fan.
All right. So that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm just like, no, thank you.
I think that like
would not shut up about those Eagles. I'm just like, if you don't get the fuck out of my face.
Marshawn Lynch. That's who it is, Marshawn Lynch. But it's like, if there's not I feel like Philadelphia, I think I should root against them because I feel like we're supposed to be a Giants like rivals. So I think that I should be rooting for Kansas City. Because it was hard. I was like, there's 2 black quarterbacks, so I couldn't even choose between. I was like, well, who's going to do that? Although, Jalen Hurts' agent, that's the one we talked about last week, makes Black history for being the first black agent to get a Super Bowl client to black Super Bowl quarterback to the Super Bowl. So perhaps I will root for the Kansas City Chiefs because I would like her to win, and I would like this to raise her profile even more.
Or we could just watch the Puppy Bowl, and everybody wins.
I mean, that's the best part.
Yes. Did you see that it's on HBO Max right now? We could be watching that right now. I'll put it on.
Tell me. But we gotta go get wings and watch the halftime show. That's it. And then
I'm so tired.
It'll be literally like an hour.
God.
That's it.
It's just going to be surrounded by obnoxious, drunk, fucking Philly fans.
Do you think it's a Philly bar?
No, I don't think it's a Philly bar. It'll be mixed, but they'll be there. They'll be in there. Oh, they will. They find a way. Fucking Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, they're doing the Black National Anthem. Sheryl Lee Ralph is going to be singing it.
Yes, she is.
And apparently there was some controversy online about because white fans were upset, but I mean, who cares?
Yeah.
We love Sheryl Lee Ralph.
Yes,
She's
we
been
do.
Amazing. I'm so glad for her that she gets all because Sheryl Lee Ralph has been around.
Yes, she has. She was Moesha's
not even
stepmom.
She's the original Dream Girl.
She was?
Yes.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's been around. Loretta Devine were in
Loretta is fine.
They were in something together. I mean, like, this is she's not new to this. So I could not wait to see her strut her stuff up there looking beautiful and gorgeous and sing the fuck out of that song. So I think it's going to be a pretty black event during Black History Month. The football coaches are all still racist, and one of them still was a segregationist. But,
yes.
you know, hey, I guess people are watching football again. So
yeah,
that was never going to.
Yeah, that was never going to work.
Like, people, I feel like, you know, they don't.
Sorry,
stick
Colin
to
Kaepernick, but
they don't stick to their guns. All they had to do was apologize to Colin Kaepernick, and then it was like, okay, I guess we can watch.
no, it turns out they held out.
There's so many sports. There's so many sports to watch. Like, I mean, I don't feel like the black players should be getting like penalized, you know, and not having jobs or anything like that. So it's
Remember
like,
last year when fucking Eminem fucking kneeled and nobody gave a fuck?
I was like, I just thought it was a part of the song. I didn't know what the fuck he was doing.
I made that joke about maybe his arms were heavy, his knees were weak, and his mom's spaghetti.
But you know, I feel like it's gonna be a good halftime show. That's it.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be a really good show.
I think that she's gonna make it amazing. I'm looking forward to the blackness in the beginning, and then you know, people are gonna be throwing the ball around, and I'm gonna be looking at it and be like, "Oh, okay, that's happening," and drinking.
Yeah.
So,
Cheers to drinking.
yes, always fun.
Yeah.
So,
Speaking of which, hand me the vodka.
We have watched watched a lot. Well, we were watching the Grammys in the background now.
Yeah.
But we watched many of the performances, specifically the black performances, and
Body Shop. At the Body Shop.
Yes.
Doing some unholy.
And we watched some of the speeches. And well, what did you think? From what we watched like, because we knew the ones we wanted to talk about, and we wanted to make sure that we watched them to have an understanding before we judged.
Yeah.
Because I watched a portion of it the last weekend when you were sleeping.
Yes.
And I caught the last end of the Grammys, so I had seen like from like Lizzo or Bonnie Raitt, whatever, winning and all. But well, the first big thing about the Grammys is that Viola Davis is finally an EGOTer.
Yes, she is.
She is, I believe,
Folks, where's the lie?
one of, is it 18 people who, only 18 people have ever achieved this.
And a good portion of them are black. John Legend.
I believe also Jennifer Hudson.
Whoopi Goldberg.
What's his name? Simba's father. What was?
Not Michael Clark Duncan. He was Star Wars.
Yes.
Oh my God. Why am I
James
blanking?
Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones.
Gosh.
We're old.
Where's mine?
What? Oh, you didn't. I didn't know you wanted one.
Well, why wouldn't you just pour me one just because you were pouring yourself one?
Because I'm selfish. There. Is that the answer that you're looking for? Because I'm a selfish prick who only puts himself first and don't think about anybody else.
I didn't say any of those things. I just want some vodka.
You and your vodka. Anyhow.
Now, I think that, like, this is probably the only time where I'm not aggressively annoyed that she's only the third black woman to do so, because there's only 18.
Yeah.
So it's not like a lot of people.
It's a hard accomplishment to make. You got to get an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony.
But the question about it is, though, is it that, like, say, for instance, Beyonce, she's snubbed at the Grammys every year.
Yeah, she has been.
And
just like this year. Well, she did. She broke a record.
She broke a record, but I think about, is it because, like, yes, it's a hard achievement, but maybe it's also because someone like Denzel, who's been acting his ass off, and Angela Bassett, who's been acting her ass off since they came out, have either never been even nominated, or have not won in those performances. So the fact that they couldn't have, even though someone like them, because these are just, these are Viola Davis people level actors, that the fact that it has taken them so long to even begin getting accolades, it's like, this is why they haven't gotten a chance to win these things so far. Because anytime Denzel does something on the Tonys, it's like acclaimed, critics love it, people love it, et cetera, et cetera. But there are plenty of times when he has not been nominated, or if he's been nominated, he hasn't won.
Yeah.
And so I wonder how much of this, like, there's only...
Does he even have a Tony? Denzel Washington? I don't think so.
I don't know. What was the last... He did one with Viola Davis. I think they might have got a Tony for that.
Yeah, double check to see if Denzel Washington has a Tony.
But I just feel like if more...
I know he has an Oscar for Training Day.
He doesn't have a Grammy for anything yet.
Yeah.
Okay. He got a lead actor in 2010 and lead actor in 2018.
Are those awards or nominations?
It says awards, but maybe let me click it. But that makes sense that he would have a Tony Award.
Unholy.
He just needs to do a
like an audio.
He won the Best Tony Award for Best Actor in a Play for his role in the Broadway revival of the August Wilson play Fences. Yeah, because I saw that when they turned that play into a movie. Yeah, and I saw that then.
Did you see the movie?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, how was it?
I liked it. I mean, I like August Wilson's plays.
Yeah, I told you that I auditioned to be in the Baltimore revival for Fences.
You did? How did it go?
Yeah, I didn't get it.
Oh, well, you tried.
I tried.
I think that's the thing.
I was gonna play the role of the son.
Oh, you would have been good in that role.
Oh well, thank you.
I think it's definitely a very heavy play, but I like play. It wasn't boring, and I think that's the thing is that I saw The Man with the Hat. Did you ever see that play?
No.
It was or The Motherfucker with the Hat. It was with Chris Rock, and
it sounds like it.
Well, it was actually
Motherfucker with that.
It actually was surprising to watch because he wasn't playing himself like the way he used to portray himself, which is what got me actually really liking him as an actor because I was like, wow, he has range. Do you remember? Okay, you didn't watch this show. Remember Will and Grace, Will's boyfriend towards the end?
No.
The Italian guy?
No.
Oh, he was also in this new Netflix movie called The Watcher.
Okay.
I forget his name, but it's a very, like, Italian name. He was his co-star, and it's, like, it was a very, I don't really remember the whole premise of it, but it was just, like, this guy goes to jail, and he has a lawyer who's trying to get him out or whatever. And it's that's the motherfucker in the hat.
Okay.
But honestly, that's how memorable it was. I can't, besides it being a dramatic role and Chris Rock doing a pretty good job, like I wasn't necessarily bored, but I also wasn't riveted.
Yes.
Because I think with the play, you have to really be riveting for me to sit there and enjoy it. Because I like musicals more than I like plays.
Yes.
Because they're not, boring. There's the drama aspect.
Yeah.
But, we love Viola.
Yes, we do.
And she's always amazing.
We here at the Black and Snurdy podcast support Viola Davis.
Always and everything.
Yes.
And so happy for her. But let's now talk about the performances. Which ones did you give me your best? Give me your worst.
I kind of liked Body Shop, or whatever the song is called.
I liked Body Shop. Unholy.
Unholy.
Sam Smith and Kim Petras.
Yes.
Who's the first transgendered woman to win a Grammy, which was amazing. And her speech was very beautiful for Sam Smith, who's also non-binary.
Yeah.
They had Kim speak and accept the award.
Yeah.
And it was a very beautiful speech. It was very moving, and I was, very excited for them. And it's just they both sound really good, and it's a really great song.
Yes.
Every time I hear it, I'm like, I didn't realize it was Sam Smith at first.
Yeah, me neither.
And then when I kept hearing it, I was like, who is this song? Because I'm hearing it everywhere, and I fucking love it.
Yeah, I heard a lot in TikToks.
Yeah, it was definitely on social media.
It was one of those TikTok songs. I also thought Quavo's tribute was extremely moving.
I almost started crying. It was so
good. It was. I don't understand the mask part
I think that maybe Takeoff used to. I feel like a few years ago one of them used to wear a mask sometimes, or I don't know.
But either way, like it was still a moving performance.
That was the performance that allegedly Offset wanted to join, and that's what caused the fight.
Yeah.
Now TMZ announced that there was a fight, and that was the speculation. Since then, we have not gotten a clear answer because Offset wrote on Twitter, "What do I look like fighting my brother? Y'all are crazy." But then there's a video that came out of Cardi B, who looked gorgeous, by the way, yelling in the background, backstage, because apparently, I don't know, maybe they were fighting or arguing. We don't see it, but she was like, "Y'all were just talking. This ain't right. Neither of you are right. Blah 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 blah." And so we don't know who she was yelling at because we didn't see. It was blurry, but we know something happened. Yeah. So I don't know if it was a fight. Maybe they meant a fight as in like they just were yelling versus what TMZ says fight. It means it's like a physical fight, which is what came to my mind, that they were like throwing punches. But I could imagine Offset wanting to be on stage out there because it seemed weird that he wasn't.
Yeah.
Because they were all.
It was weird. Like they were the Migos.
Yeah.
They were the Migos. So like it's weird that that Offset wasn't there.
Yeah.
To pay tribute. Like
they only had like a few pictures of him.
Yeah, I know. They seem like they recycled some of the fake photos. But, you know, it's fine. But yeah, like I don't know. I wasn't thrilled at Harry Styles'
performance was so bad, and it
very
made me even more angry that he won Album of the Year over Beyonce.
Yeah, like I first off, you ruined my playlist for 2022 when it comes to playing Beyonce's album back and forth, like all the way. It was like I could probably name all of the fucking songs off that album just because you played it. However, having said that, it is a really good album, and I am stunned that it did not pick up the award. Like, I heard Beyonce's music everywhere. I mean, the fucking Cuff It Challenge. Are you kidding me?
This is the thing. Harry Styles is not a... Well, on the Grammy night, he did not sound good, and he was also boring. So, but I know that is not indicative of the way he performs all the time. But I feel like when you're somebody,
when you're at the Grammys, you gotta step it up and bring the heat.
Because I have never seen artists like Beyonce, Adele, Lizzo,
Rihanna.
They perform at a show, at a Grammys level show or something. When you hear them, we'll take Rihanna out because she's only recent. Like I would say from what album was Needed Me on, or whatever album that was. Mm-hmm. That's when I could tell that she had. I was like, I'll finally go to a Rihanna concert again, because when I saw her in high school, it was a Justin Timberlake concert, and she was one of the maybe openers, or they were like a double tour together. And I was just not impressed by it. It was like cool, but she didn't sound the same. Versus now, when I hear her album, I know she's going to sound the same because she's been working on her voice, and she's showed growth as an artist.
Yes.
But somebody who's at Harry Styles' level should definitely be capable of doing a performance and not sounding winded, not sounding like your voice is cracking, and not sounding like you're off key.
He put more attention to detail in his fucking outfit than he did the actual.
It's true, and the circling, spinning stage.
Yeah, and hugging black people, like
it was just
we're together in this. Get it, it's unity. Like
that was the worst performance. The best performance, I would say, would go either to Sam Smith.
Mm-hmm. Or Lizzo?
Yeah. I love that Lizzo song. It always makes me want to cry because it's so beautiful. And I mean, Lizzo is just an amazing performer. She's an amazing singer. And remember what I was just saying to you earlier when we were watching the performance, the Motown performance, which was also really good.
Yes.
I was saying that the issue with music...
that his face has been pulled back to slavery.
No, his face has been pulled back to civil rights. Smokey Robinson has had work done. He still looks great. But you could tell that he has been nipped and tucked. And that's... like the Joker. Listen, if you got the money to do it, do it. But I just think people should be mindful that, like, do things in moderation at first.
Yeah.
So, you know, you're not...
He looks like ceramics.
He's an icon, okay? He's bringing his sexy back with gasms.
With gasms.
And I wish that he would have popped out and sang one of those songs. But I think that one thing I noticed while watching... the Motown celebration and they had the cute Wanye brothers Juan Moore on there singing with Stevie Wonder, is that a lot of the Motown records, those people grew up like in the church learning how to sing.
Yes.
So music of that generation from like the 70s and up, the music just had a certain amount of soul that I think once people left the church, and not saying they didn't leave it for a good reason, but once they left, they stopped getting to get that music in them. Yeah. And so that's why the artists that we love the most now, they usually have grown up in the church singing. So like you can get like a Luther Vandross that sings like that, or a Beyonce or someone. But some of these other artists, it's just like they don't have anything in them. They need to go to a church. Yes. Find a tolerant Black Baptist church.
Yes.
Get some singing lessons. Just go to choir practice. You don't have to go to and perform.
Yes, agreed.
And that's it.
Yes.
And Lizzo's was great.
Yeah.
I
still don't think that what's his face should have won. Harry Styles should have won Best Album.
It was not.
Yeah.
I really like. I would have.
Yeah, Bad Bunny's performance was very fun. Harry's House.
Yeah.
It's not even a good title.
It was not.
So like Renaissance, like the Mr. Moral and the Big Steppers, like Lizzo's special. Like, is that Lizzo's album title special?
I think it might be.
Or It's About Time. Album of the year.
Special.
Yeah, it is special. Yeah.
And Harry's House.
Oh, Harry, if you don't shut up. Look at him. Look at him. Look at his mom. He's like, no, I can't believe I stole this from Beyonce.
You want to know what pissed me off about him winning is when he got up there and said, I can't believe I won this because this isn't, people like me don't win this. What people?
White men.
Just because you were a poor boy from Cheshire or whatever. Being poor and British does not make you a oppressed people. Yeah. Yes, you were poor, and being a poor person in this world is very difficult because we deal with a lot of classism every day. But could you imagine if you were both poor and not conventionally attractive, and not thin, and not white, and not able-bodied, and didn't have a modicum of talent where someone's put you from the X Factor onto you got picked for that show because you were a pretty little twink.
He is a pretty little twink.
And you could move and dance, and they knew that you were going to sell records to little white girls. And
he has the worst mustache. Like, isn't that a mustache? Is that a mustache, or is that just his lip?
Coke.
It looks dirty. It looks filthy.
That's probably why it couldn't sound good, because he was probably doing so much something.
So many lines.
That you can't pronounce.
Fucking Steve. Not Steve. Tony Hawk looking ass motherfucker.
No, we like Tony Hawk.
I like Tony Hawk too, but
he's on our side in the Civil War.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well.
It just... I feel
do
like
an
white
ollie
people
over some racists.
Should definitely just be mindful of the type of things that they say. This is what gets you ended up in HR.
Yes.
Don't say stupid shit like that.
Yes.
Not when you're in a category against black people.
Black excellence.
It's against black women.
Beyonce's pissed.
A Puerto Rican man who is in the community.
And a WWE wrestler. Bad Bunny.
Yes, he is a WWE wrestler.
Yes, he is. He had one of the best matches 2 years ago.
But like a black man talking about his oppression and how it's impacted his life with black women and all these things. Like, come on, shut up. Just shut up. But otherwise,
Talk about something unholy. That win was very unholy.
The Grammys respecting Beyonce and giving her the best pop album, pop dance album.
Mm-hmm.
Although, yes, it was a dance album, so glad you respected that.
Yeah,
And now T.S. Madison is a Grammy winner.
She is.
Because she was on Cozy. So she won an album for I think because she won the pop
Good
album.
for her. Good for her.
So she's the most decorated person in Grammy history.
Yes, she is.
And that's even with them literally snubbing her every year.
Yeah.
Every time she puts an album out, and I hope she never goes back to the fucking Grammys.
Yeah.
Do not perform. Don't send a video acceptance.
Do you think this will be her last album?
I don't think it's a big. She said they were getting part 1, 2, and 3. Now, whether that means
You keep saying that. Where is that?
Listen, that's what she said.
Where's this information
This is
from?
the thing. She said it herself that there was going to be a part 1, 2, and 3. Now, I don't know. She didn't say what it was going to be. So I had thought part 1 was going to be the album, part 2 was going to be the tour, and part 3 was going to be the visuals. But then I was talking to one of my coworkers, and they were like, maybe part 1's the album, part 2 is like she has one more movie with Netflix. So maybe we'll get a film, and then maybe part 3 is the tour. I don't know. But I hope this is not her last album. I don't know. Maybe she's not going to give us another one for 5 years. I'm sure she wants to, like, relax. She's tired. Yeah. She's great. She gives us greatness at each and every point. Mm-hmm. Like, even between this album and Lemonade, she gave us The Gift, which was a gift.
It was a gift.
Like, she didn't even have to do that, and she did. So, I don't think she should ever go back to the Grammys. Let them sort themselves out and get no freaking play because people just want to see the performances. And if you're not performing or if you're not going to be there and we can't see what you're going to wear or something, what's the point? For them to play in your face and use you during fucking Black History Month.
Yeah.
And then, also I want to drag a little bit is The Dream. Because Beyonce wasn't there at the beginning to get her award, and he got it for, I believe, for Cuff It. And he goes, niggas be on CP time. First of all, do not say that in a room full of these freaking white people. This is not the Source Awards.
But niggas do be on that CP.
Sometimes, but LA also, but that's why Trevor Noah had to come back up there and be like, LA does just have really bad traffic. Because he wasn't about to have Beyonce stomp him out over letting the
Trevor Noah running defense for fucking The Dream. Imagine that.
Just have some couth.
Yeah. Is that
Okay.
Lil Wayne?
Yes.
Okay.
It's DJ Khaled performing with Jay-Z.
Okay, then. Oh, yeah, this is God did.
Yes.
Right? Yes.
Just respect yourself.
Yes. Respect
Okay?
the queen.
Respect the queen.
Yes.
Because the bees will bite.
Yes.
And we were okay with you a few months ago when you called out that white musician because she was trying to say Beyonce had too many people on her album. And you shot the person down. We got it. But don't think you can't be stung.
Yeah. Well, speaking of stinging, we should probably buzz on out of here.
Yes, we will be right back for our mental health checkup and things that annoyed us this week and all the stuff that made us happy. So, be right back.
You're listening to the Black and Snurdy Podcast.
We now return to the Black and Snurdy Podcast.
Maybe I like them, then I'll let you know all the stars lonely. All the stars, all the stars. Maybe I like it, then I'll let you know. All the stars, all the stars, all the stars. Let's take a shot to. Yes.
Yeah, you made it.
Thanks for joining us live. We're gonna take a quick shot.
Start the show.
We're not sponsored by Tito's,
But we should be.
We should be. Anyhow, this is to a good second half and to not having to leave the house to watch the Super Bowl.
No.
Yes.
No.
If you don't, come
I'm not
on.
shouting to that.
Why not?
We already agreed we would leave at halftime.
Ah.
We already agreed. They heard us.
No.
We agreed.
Why?
It's an hour tops.
God damn it. Fine, sure. People vote now if I should leave my house to go watch the Super Bowl, or if I should just stay my ass home and take a nap.
You're gonna take a nap anyway. When we come back, and you'll be sleeping.
That's not taking a nap. That's called going to sleep.
No, it's gonna be like 7:30.
Fine, whatever. Here, to a good second half of the podcast.
And going to see the Super Bowl. And seeing your queen, Rihanna.
Yes.
Go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs. No Phillies. Sorry, Eagles. Y'all had a good run, but enough is enough. The only birds that I appreciate are the fucking Ravens. and the Seahawks. Isn't that Atlanta?
No, Seahawks? No, Atlanta is the Falcons.
Falcons, yes. Atlanta is Falcons.
Seattle is the Mulaney. Do not.
Thank you, Mulaney.
Hey,
Yes, Mulaney is right. I should be going to sleep, getting some rest, catching up on Z's.
No, I'm sure she's
Z's,
more
I'm
tired
sorry.
than you.
Yes. Well, I mean,
So
we're
yes,
probably
she would-
equal
no,
amounts of tired.
you're definitely
We do
not.
as much work.
Do you see how he disrespects you?
That is not
Do you see how
disrespect. That is
disrespectful you
not
are?
disrespect.
all the time.
That is not
just
disrespect.
being a jerkosaurus.
No, it is not. No, it is not. I mean that in
You
jest.
see, you stood up for him.
Meant that
and
in
this-
jest.
You stood
That
up for
was
him,
in
and this
jest.
is how he behaves.
That was jokes. Jokes, people. These are the jokes. Anyhow,
and
hit
this
us with
is
the mental.
I'm gonna hit you.
We now
Okay. Each week we talk about our mental health journeys, and we check in with each other to see how we're doing. And we
mental health
have
advocates,
advocates, not experts. And speaking of mental health advocacy, hit us with this mental health question.
I am very interested to know what you're going to say to this. How often do you know you're right but let it go to avoid an argument?
Well,
Never.
I am also right.
You're not.
I'm mostly right.
You're definitely
I will
not.
admit sometimes I can be wrong,
There's
but I'm
more
mostly
than
right.
some.
I am mostly
You're
right,
definitely not.
and I
Just think you're right.
must prove myself right at all costs.
But
So-
you're usually not right. You just want to be right.
Look at this
And you will try
gaslighting
to
happening.
argue with
This is some
someone down.
extreme.
That-
You need.
and you want to know how
this
often
is a mental health
you wanna know how
section,
often
and
I
you need help.
let
Maybe
things
you
go
should talk
when I
about
know
this
I'm
with your
right
fucking therapist.
Majority of the time, because I don't feel like having hour-long debates about something. Because you just want to be.
Look
right.
at you acquiescing. That's your answer. You just fucking acquiesce.
I'm not.
You give up.
No, because
Yeah.
the thing is,
You're a quitter.
I will. If I'm
You're a
going to
quitter.
spend, I don't want to spend time arguing because then I'm going to get frustrated.
Go get
I'm going to get angry, and then I'm going to want to leave.
It's my up. Yes, it is. You know it.
It sure is.
Oh, it's my ego. Oh,
Yeah.
I misread that.
Yeah.
No.
See how you think you're always right? You always think
First
it's a
off,
compliment to you?
first off, this is a compliment to me. all
It's
right?
not.
That's a
not
beautiful
compliment.
Thank
It
you,
is
Mulaney.
not.
That was a beautiful thing that
It
you
was
just
not.
said. Thank you. I
Please
appreciate that.
Clarify.
No,
that
there's
is-
no need to
that is
clarify.
not
That
a
was a
good
beautiful
thing.
compliment
It's
that you just
not
gave
a
me, and I
compliment.
appreciate it, and I appreciate you and your
No.
family.
No,
Yeah.
because you see,
Answer your
I
question.
already answered. I will assess the situation,
Mm-hmm.
and just because you're right doesn't mean you have to argue. Sometimes you. Can
I wish
just
you would
let
learn
it
that
go.
lesson.
This is the gaslighting, folks.
No, she's the queen of gaslighting.
You see how he likes to turn things around on me as if it's me. It's not.
It is her.
It is not.
You are a frustrating person.
You are frustrating.
I don't see
All
that
the
how that's
time.
even possible. I don't even see
Your
how that's
middle
possible.
name should be frustration
No, that's your middle name, miss.
because you are ornery and you
You
like to be
can't
right.
say that on the podcast.
Why not? It's the truth. Not all the time.
No, it's not.
You could
No,
be.
it's not.
You could be a grumpy old man.
I am I am who I am.
A
I am
grumpy
the
old
way
man.
I am the way that the good Lord made me.
You're a grumpy old man.
And that is all there is to it. How is your mental health this week? How have you been?
I feel like I've been pretty good. I think nothing. No, I thought there was going to be some things that were going to cause me to have anxiety, and I was able to manage them, which is great.
That's good.
So, yeah, I think so far this week, I mean, is as good as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I do have to make sure that like I get my meds soon because
Yes.
I feel like work is ramping up
Yes.
and I'm I don't want to fall into any work traps.
Yeah.
And so I need my medicine ASAP.
Yes. Do you have a scheduled appointment with a psychiatrist?
I have to reschedule them because they needed my card. I said I have it, so they.
But now you have it.
Yeah, no, I told them that I have it, but they like. I hate when companies like this is the thing that annoys me about like mental health things. If you know that a part of someone's diagnosis is that they're forgetful,
Yes.
or it's difficult for them to complete certain things in like a timely fashion or things like that. Like if you know that those are key parts and that like paperwork could be overwhelming, why don't you make it easier and simpler for the people to get these things done?
Wait, don't you have an assistant though?
But she can't do things for me all the time.
Yeah, but I thought you had your assistant like set up
I do, but
appointments
like
and stuff.
last week she had COVID. She set up all
okay.
my appointments initially.
Yeah.
So this is like now a new thing, but there's now this stuff I had to fill out, and like if I'm getting busy throughout the day, I'm gonna forget, and then I remember it's gonna be in the middle of the night. I'm gonna be trying to go to sleep, and so it's just like you're giving me a to-do list for something that could easily have been handled when I called and sent. We have a little text thing.
Yeah.
And I sent them the message, like
Yeah.
I can send it to you right now, and so I'm just taking it. It's like, oh, we're gonna have to send you an email, and I have not seen the email, so I have to see if they sent it. It's my spam. Like it's just so many boxes you have to go through.
Right.
But I'm doing that this week because I realized I need to like get on the good foot on that because last week work was just a bit of a struggle. For me, and not like anything like crazy bad happened, but just there's just a lot of information. My work is ramping up, and I don't want to be stressed.
Fair enough. That makes sense.
What about you? How are you doing?
I'm doing mostly okay. This week was a long one. Work meetings are stupid. I am sick of meetings. I know this isn't the section yet, but I do want to just say that meetings have taken it out of me, put a lot of unnecessary stress and burden on me, and I just want to fucking relax.
Yes.
And not do shit. And then someone over here keeps making me do shit. Yeah.
I'm not making things.
Yeah.
One thing. The other thing was your doing.
Mm-hmm.
So you could have had a very long nap yesterday. You decided to cut it short. That's not me.
Sure.
So
Okay. All right.
see, I don't feel bad for that.
You think? Yeah, you really should.
I
This
don't.
queen of gaslighting over here.
I'm gonna get you a shirt that says King Gaslighter, and I know you're gonna love it because it's gonna say King on it.
First off, no, I don't. I absolutely do not. So, Mulaney, yeah, I know you can't hear the drops, but you can miss me with that bullshit.
She's telling you the truth, and you don't like it.
No, she's not. Nope.
That's it.
Nope,
See, you
wrong
can't even
one.
because the mixer knows that you're wrong.
The mixer
And it's telling
knows nothing right
Okay.
now. Anyhow, so that was our mental health check-in, and now it is time for Gripes right here, the section where we talk about the things that are making us mad, pissing us off, getting under our skin. Bring it, what we gripe here. We're not griping anywhere else, we gripe here. This safe place for us to share. We gripe here. We're not griping anywhere else. We gripe here.
I think that,
Meetings. I am sick of fucking meetings. We have a meeting about a meeting about a meeting. Like, no, seriously. It's gotten to the point where we had a meeting that was about another meeting. that was literally like a meeting to set up a second meeting. You know, like we're working, like everybody in the department is working from home. Everybody is spread out through the winds. My boss is in Virginia and my boss's boss is in North Carolina. And the only way that we can communicate has to be these fucking Zoom meetings. And they take it out of me. There was a time where all I had was a morning meeting at 9:30 and then the rest of the day was just work. Was just to myself, and I could do whatever the fuck I wanted.
Yeah.
Now, each and every day, there are like 3 to 7 meetings.
Yeah.
And it is ridiculous. Like, in these meetings, like, I know that you were like, oh, Maurice, you should speak up more during these meetings and whatever. But I'm just like, they accomplish nothing in the grand scheme of things. Like, right now, we're working on something, and like this project that is my boss's baby, apparently. Like, he's the one who's like, really trying to drive it home. Like, yeah, like, we got to do this so that, you know, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, then do it yourself.
The thing about it is, a lot of when you're at work, corporate work is a lot of meetings. And some of these meetings, one, they always want to have some sort of let's chat portion where people fake what they're doing or like how they're doing, and they're not even giving you real answers to the questions. Because if you ask everybody how's it going, like, I'm fucking tired of going to meetings all day, but here we are. Like, they would not be like, oh, I'm cool, I'm just playing with my cat or something, like, you know. And then in the meetings...
And then this one's over here playing Uno in a meeting.
First of all...
I'm over here, like, just trying to work, and she's over here, like, playing Uno in a fucking meeting.
That was our small team meeting.
Oh, my goodness.
Where we catch up with each other and we talk about what we're doing, and that is always a very chill meeting. But there's other meetings where, like, the best thing we do is
Mises.
The best thing we do is we'll do a little icebreaker, and then the rest of the meeting we're talking about, you know, stats and things, or what new device or new SOPs coming out, even though there's a million of those things. Like, there's always meetings I feel like are generally not needed in the way that they're having, because no matter how much you try to streamline a meeting, there's going to be people who want to chat. And the thing is, I would like to chat. I like chatting in my small team meetings and getting to see how people are doing. But when you have like 3 or 4 meetings in a day, I feel like it takes away from the work that I'm going to be doing.
Yeah.
Because I can't jump from we're in a meeting and we're talking about X, and now we jump into this I have to jump back into my work, but then in about 30 minutes, I'm going to have another meeting. Yeah. And that just frazzles me, where I feel like I can't get into the groove of doing stuff, because the other day I was trying to do work while in a meeting. Yeah. And I ended up looking at the wrong slide and looking like an idiot, because I'm asking, like, I'm doing the work, and they're like, oh, are you working on it yet? And I was like, yeah, I'm at this number. And they're like, that's not on the right form. And I was like, oh, fuck. Now I look like I wasn't paying attention. When I was, I'm just trying to go back and forth to all these different things that shit's moving and I'm not realizing it. Right. What were you about to say? You pointed like you had a...
I was gonna ask Mulaney to tell us what's pissing her off this week, but
she's left.
She is gone.
She's probably doing something important.
She's no longer here.
You can't always stay when you have...
I wash my hands of you. So I'm just joking.
But I think that meetings have definitely been I've had a lot of meetings this week. I think what's annoying me this week is... I'm annoyed with... Oh, okay. This is something that happened I didn't get a chance to tell you yet. Mm-hmm. In my ADHD support group, the black one that I'm in for black femmes and marginalized genders, the founder had put up something had happened to her, and she was asking for just support. And not really support, but just saying, like, listen, I don't have the bandwidth for doing as much as I usually do because something happened, whatever.
Yeah.
Somebody, the incidents had to do with someone in their family who's like gives out tickets.
Yeah.
To, like ticket police, I guess.
Oh yeah, you did tell me about this.
Oh, I did. Okay.
Yeah.
And so somebody decided to put up something about ACAB on the post, and basically be like, "Oh well, if they weren't a police officer, they wouldn't have gotten hurt."
Mm-hmm.
And I think that if someone, it's not that we're not all ACAB, right? But if somebody says that a white person was being racist to someone who's doing their job, like, and especially a job like a taxi police, like, or a ticket police, I don't even know if everybody who's a ticket police is necessarily, she didn't specify their type of job. She said she was giving them a ticket. So, and she also said they weren't a cop. Later on, she had to clarify that because it got into an argument in the comments. So it's like, even if someone's a ticket police, and they're giving people tickets in a freaking parking lot, should they be subjected to racism because they have to be a ticket police officer in a place where her family's from, I think, is pretty rural, where like there's not really access to a bunch of jobs. And
Hi, Diana.
Hello, Diana. I am 100%
Bye, Diana.
ACAB and defunding the police and abolishing the police and all of those things. We don't need them. We can find different ways and better ways to keep our communities safe, because we have clearly seen as many of them like to play basketball and do mentoring programs with the kids. There are also them of both black and white and middle, whatever ethnicities in the middle, will be violent and terrible towards black people and people in general. But I don't think that someone telling you that weren't even involved, that they need to help their family go through with a traumatic situation, that is the time or place. And it became this whole argument because someone else in the group was like, well, policing or fighting the carceral system what is it? Something is political. Like, policing is political and it impacts us on every level. And it's like, we all know that. We're all black people. All of us are either women, or a lot of us are queer. A lot of us are marginalized genders in this group. There's nobody here that is negating that. But I think that sometimes people are so quick to be activists that they forget that you're talking to like a person.
Yeah.
And if someone's telling you, even if they were a freaking detective and they got hurt, on the job doing detective work, that would not be and she's saying she needs a break, that would not be the time to be like, well, I'm ACAB, so what does that help? What is that doing for the situation? It's just saying, well, you're wrong for being sad that your family member was hurt in some way because they're in a profession that we all don't agree with. Like, I feel like that's insensitive. And I feel like people have to be able to put their, not their politics aside, but sometimes you need to put your ego and things aside and not be an asshole to the people around you who are just asking, not even for your support, but for space because something happened. And you could always just, not say anything. Because even if you thought that, you don't have to say it.
Right.
And I think that people have really lost that mindset, and they need to bring it back.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
That was it.
Yeah.
But I look forward to debating that with any of you who think that I might be wrong. Thank you.
Yes. Also, The Last of Us broke my heart.
Oh, The fucking Last of Us!
Yeah. That episode broke my heart.
This fucking show.
And I've watched it 5 times.
It's a really beautiful episode.
Yes,
and I mean, the third episode, I thought I couldn't even get. I was like, wow, we're not going to get a more heart-wrenching story than this. This is not, it won't happen. And then, during fucking Black History Month, And now I want to say spoilers.
Spoilers for The Last of Us. If you haven't watched it.
Spoilers.
If you haven't watched it, you should really check it out.
And I'm saying this as someone who does not usually like these type of post-apocalyptic type of variety of zombie-esque things. But so far, they're leaning more on the story of the people.
Yeah.
And, less on the violence and, like, gore of what it might be like living with fungus zombies. But The Last of Us, this episode was beautiful. Like, on one hand, great for Black history.
Yes.
There was a young, cute Black boy who was deaf and was doing ASL, and he had a black...
Were you about to say BDSM?
No, I was going to say BASL, because there's
Black ASL.
Yeah, there's Black ASL, but I don't know which one he was doing.
Yeah.
But he was Black, so yes, and automatically he's doing Black ASL.
Yeah.
But he had a Black... a coach there who was also deaf. There was another Black woman who was on the set who was helping them with like the cast learn ASL. So it was showcasing Black people with disabilities and just different strengths and things. I thought it was a very well made episode in the back end.
Yes.
Now, watching that piece of shit, I'm pissed off because, like I said...
I like that it's basically The Last of Us is an adaptation of the video game.
Yes.
And there is the story of Sam and Henry from the video game was taken from the video game.
Yes.
They made some changes. It turns out they aged down the boy.
Which makes it even worse
in the show, like because in the game I think he's like 12 or 13.
That would have been okay.
The episode,
well, not okay,
8.
but like
an 8-year-old
like when you
boy.
look at the difference between because an 8-year-old and a 12-year-old, like an 8-year-old still has that like baby energy, you know?
Yeah.
And I remember when you were listening to the recap of whatever their saga was, and I was like hearing bits and pieces. So when the episode started, I was like, oh, Sam and Henry are supposed to, or at least I heard that Sam was going to be shot. And I was like, okay, well, how are they going to go about this? Because I was like, well, the optics of it, you can't have a mob of white people searching for these Black boys. They're not going to, like, kill them. They're not going to have them do that. I was like, but how are they going to do it? Because now I'm nervous. Mm-hmm. And as the episode went on... They had the entire
city of Kansas City. Like, in on Super Bowl weekend,
right?
Hunting these 2 Black boys down.
And because they're, informers or whatever. Collaborators.
Yeah.
And, like, that was enough for me to be like, I'm not too sure about this episode. Mm-hmm. But I was hoping in my heart of hearts that they weren't going to do some weirdness and it wasn't going to be something super scary or terrible that would happen to them. Mm-hmm. Maybe they were just going to change the story and have them end up, like, I don't know, just walking on.
Because they did change Bill's story. In the game, Bill lives.
And Frank is already dead.
Frank is already dead.
Like, there was changes. So I was like, we could change their story. How about we get to have some changes? And so they're going through the episode, and you come to see, like, they were very well, I think, they were fully shaped characters.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they were one-sided.
Their bond, like, there was a strong bond of 2 brothers.
Bond, the love between them, the connection, especially because one brother was deaf and one brother wasn't. Like, it was everything that they built up around these boys. It was a beautiful thing in the midst of this crazy situation. And then we get to they waited until the last, what was that, 15 minutes? It's like 10, 15 minutes
like
of
the
the
last
show.
10 minutes.
And
because at the 15-minute mark, at the last 15 minutes, they were caught by the mob.
Yes.
And oh my. First off, Kathleen was a really good villain.
She was a great villain.
She just this
Karen of a woman.
This well-meaning white woman with all the power.
Yeah.
And just
She was a super Karen.
She was a super Karen.
Everyone listened to her and followed her instructions.
Mm-hmm.
They killed for her.
She was just beyond, like, redemption.
Yeah.
Way beyond redemption.
Yeah.
Like, she's over here saying that, did you ever stop and think that maybe, oh yeah, the little boy had leukemia too.
Yeah, so
he also had leukemia.
Not only
another change from the video game.
He had leukemia. He was deaf. Now he's being hunted by
the entire
mob of
fucking
people.
resistance city that's fucking killing Fedra agents and collaborators.
And you knew, even though he was a baby, you knew that even though their beef was with Henry, that they were going to kill him too.
They were going to kill him. You
knew because like why?
Because when Sam, no, not Sam. When Henry was like, hey, I'll give myself up. Just let the kids go. He was like, no, we can't do that. Like.
No, of course not. Why would we? She was with the other guy who killed these other people, and you were the ones. Like, he's with you, and it's like, if you're that crazy that you can't even... She was insane. Like, that she could not let...
Sup, James?
These kids go because she was so vengeful over her brother's death, which I understood being wanting revenge and all that.
Even the brother was like, you gotta forgive him.
But you gotta just forgive him, because if my little brother had fucking leukemia, if any of my siblings had some sort of deathly disease,
yeah,
I
I'm
would
doing
100%.
whatever. I would collaborate.
I would 100%, because at the end of the day, this is like a note on white supremacy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like people don't act. It's not because they're doing. Sometimes when you see black and brown and yellow people doing things that are anti themselves or anti-black or whatever like that, you have to remember that the root cause of this is white supremacy. And so what should we be fighting back? Fighting each other or fighting back against these things that have created these issues? And it's not to say you can't push back, but I think we can have a little bit of compassion for them sometimes, outside of, like, you know, I'm not talking about like Candace Owens or Kanye.
Yeah.
Because they're too far gone. But, like, sometimes when people just are like, you know, why did I have to give your brother up? Because we are under this capitalistic, imperialistic,
they were under fascist fucking
rule where they won't give my baby brother life-saving medicine because they want to hoard it for themselves, and they would rather just let him die. And I cannot allow that to happen because he's the only family he has left. He doesn't. We don't see any parents or anything around.
Yeah.
Unless they killed his parents, or we don't see those people, so we know.
Oh my God.
He's not going to be alone in this world without anybody. And sometimes you have to make those hard decisions. You know, whether he knew they were going to kill him or not, they made that the only way he could get it. And she didn't care. She said something. Listen, kids die every day, B.
Wow. And then she turned around and got killed by a kid.
Yes, which I thought was that was something that made me happy. Yeah. Because the thing was, she was a terrible villain. Because she was a good villain, but she was stupid. Because at the end of the day, like, you should have priorities. There's a fucking mega mushroom running around here, ripping people's heads off, and you're about to stop us from. You should be running into the cornfield too.
Yeah,
let's kill each other after we get to safety.
In the previous episode, you remember that scene where, like, they go to where Sam and Henry were hiding, and then they see that the ground is, you know, shaking, like, and she's at the beginning of this episode, she was just like, they're not my 7th priority. Like, she spent all of her time and resources hunting down Sam and Henry when she should have been focused on killing these fucking, like, clickers, you know?
Because and now the whole town is fucked because we know all those that part was terrible and horrifying, but the most horrifying part of this whole episode was, you know,
Sam gets bitten.
Sam, and the night before, Sam and Ellie bonding and talking about the comic books and endure and survive and all this, and then he tells her he's bitten, and she tries to use her blood.
She tried to use
as
it.
a last
She
effort.
thought that was gonna work,
and it did not. And
he
woke
turned
up
into a little death clicker.
in the.
He was. That's why no, seriously, that's a part of it, because that's why, like, he didn't attack her when she was sleeping, because he was deaf.
Oh.
That's why, like, when she went over and did this, that's when he attacked.
Oh, I thought maybe he just like had woken up and was just like sitting there and just hadn't like.
No.
And it was like an early. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to know that you weren't just being.
No.
I'm glad. No, that's good. Okay, great. Because that would have.
Fuck you too.
I would have had. You could not act like that. You might not have a dark joke to make, and sometimes say them. Okay.
Okay.
But that part was absolutely horrible, because I'm like, well, great. Now we're gonna have to see Sam get shot,
Which we did.
which we do.
And
By his brother.
Which
Which I understood that he's like, if anyone's gonna take him out, it's gonna be me. But then
it's not even like it registered in his mind like what he had done. You know what I mean? Like the wave of like realization of what he just did washed right over him, and he couldn't live with it anymore. So he turned the gun on himself.
that was the literal worst part of the episode for me, because I thought, okay, fine,
And that's what
we're
happened in the
gonna
game.
lose Sam, and then Henry's gonna just go with them, and they're just gonna create their own little family, and just like have to learn how to get through this. And Joel's gonna help him get through losing a child because of what he went through with his own daughter and the parallels. And then
Nope.
boom, bam, during Black History Month, I could not believe it, and I hate this show so much because it was such a beautiful episode, and also the worst episode I've ever seen in my life.
That was the mark of high art.
Yes.
Is when it can affect you and make you feel something.
Yes.
And like I said, I've gone back and I've watched it several times.
It's easier to watch now that I know what's happening,
Mm-hmm.
because I could just keep my stress levels down.
Mm-hmm.
But that fucking bloater, man, I know we're gonna see it again. I never want to ever in my life,
Right.
because it was terrible. All right, is that everything that made you mad this week?
Yes.
Oh, something else made me mad this week. Just Fab, fuck you, and return my money post haste.
Just
Because
Fab.
this is the thing. I signed up for Just Fab years ago because it's like a shoe subscription thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, this was like maybe 6 years ago I got it. I had signed up for it and I had stopped using it for a while because I wasn't buying shoes. So I ended the subscription because I didn't need it. So I amassed all these credits. And so there have been like maybe 2 or 3 times in the past where some reason I'll get charged for it, and I'll be like, I don't understand why, and I'll call them and they'll be like, oh, we can't refund it, it'll just go back to your credits. Yesterday I see I got charged again, which I'm like, I know for sure I have canceled this subscription because it's $50 a month. And
Jesus.
it's not I have
Wait, is it like a subscription service where like they send you shoes?
No, it's like I could go. Remember when I bought all that stuff for homecoming?
Yeah.
It was, I didn't have to buy it because I used all those credits that I had from there. It was like maybe I paid like $5 in shipping.
Odie,
What?
we need to get you some help. You have a serious problem when it comes to clothing.
I didn't buy clothing. I bought shoes I didn't have.
Shoes is clothing.
They're
Shoes
not.
is clothing.
No, they're not.
Yes, it is. How many shoes do you have that you have never worn?
I've worn all my shoes at least once.
That's a lie.
That's not a
There's a
lie.
pair of boots that I know that you haven't worn.
Which boots?
There's like a pair of boots. The
The
last
sparkly boots?
Yes.
I have worn those. I wore them
Oh
on my
my
birthday.
god. One time. And then
There's
never
not
again.
Many times
You
I'm gonna
need
be wearing
you
sparkly
are a
boots.
fucking clothes hoarder.
I am not a clothes hoarder.
Yes, you are. You
I
are
just have good pieces that I can wear at any point.
No, you have a bunch of clothing that you just do not wear.
I do wear them.
No, you don't. You have a serious problem, and I think you need some serious.
Anyway, You're what's making me mad this week.
No, you and your
on-
addictions
I don't
are
have
what's
an
making me
addiction.
mad this week.
Put on the song so we can sing it. I'm the baby merchant. Tots are us. I'll give you auto service and no damn fuss. Give the baby merchant just a week or two. I'll have your baby for you.
Okay, so what's making you happy this week?
I'm going to Thailand for my cousin's birthday. I think I said that already, but I was just looking at the itinerary, and it's like I feel like I'm really excited about the stuff we're gonna be doing. It's gonna be fun. What else is making me happy? We got to go to brunch. That was fun. It was a great steak. The lobster Benedict could have definitely been better. I would not order that again. But I definitely liked.
Sup, Keeney?
Hello. Oops.
Oh my God!
I'm sorry.
Can you
First of all, you know
have
you,
spatial awareness
you have
about
hit
yourself?
This mic at least 2 times during this podcast, and I haven't said one thing. Okay, stop it. We're almost done, but we are just starting off with what makes us happy this week. I think that what made me happy this week is looking at all the stuff for Thailand.
Happy Sunday to you too.
Happy Sunday. Keeney, I know this is probably going to go down very bad in your home, but we are rooting against the Eagles. So, see you on the football field.
On the gridiron.
On the gridiron.
Oh, Keeney's a Philadelphia Eagles fan?
No, but our partner is.
Okay, well...
Keeney is from ATL. Are you a Falcons fan?
Let us know.
Let us know. Who
Yes.
are you rooting for? Are you having a civil war in the house? Are you rooting for the Chiefs and she's rooting for the Eagles? That would be funny.
That would be funny.
But okay, what's making me happy is Thailand. Learning about that. I finished a big project at work, or almost finished, but I've been doing a lot of work on it.
It'd be funny if she just stopped watching.
Sometimes people have to go. And I'm trying to think. Well, we got to go to brunch.
Rooting for Rihanna. Yes, we are also rooting for Rihanna.
We've had some fun social things happening this weekend. And, of course, well, I'm super excited for the Super Bowl because I cannot wait to see the halftime show.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, I am always and always happy to be here with you doing this podcast.
That's so sweet.
And getting on your nerves.
I knew it. I knew it. You do it on purpose.
I don't do it on purpose, but
Yes,
you just
you do.
get so riled up by my natural je ne sais quoi. That,
I know what it is. It's not. No.
I don't know why. I'm not doing nothing.
Just existing.
Do you see how rude you are to me? And I just.
And you do.
Because.
Like a champ.
No, it's not like a champ.
Yeah, like a champ.
I'm filing a grievance.
Oh, please. We don't have HR.
I'm going to hire one, and I'm going to file a grievance to them for you. And I'm going to sue you for maltreatment.
For maltreatment?
Yes.
Well, I'm
Mistreatment
gonna
and
countersue you for malfeasance.
I'm going to sue you for shenanigans.
I'm gonna sue you for incompetence.
I'm going to sue you for aggravated rudeness.
I'm gonna sue you for just being
See, you
the
can't
worst.
even come up with one because there's nothing to sue me about because I'm amazing.
What's up, Giovanni?
Okay, all those things I'm very happy about. Happy to see your face.
My face is dope.
Okay, never mind. I
Yeah.
take that back. I'm
No,
not happy.
no, you can't
I've
take it
already
back. It's
taken it
already out there.
back.
It's out there in the
gone. I
ether. The
removed
podcast
it.
listeners have already listened to
Nobody
it.
will hear that again. I'm going to cut it out of the
I
podcast.
know the hell you're not. You don't
I
even know how
sure
to.
will.
You don't even
I'm gonna
know.
learn. I'm gonna learn how to do it, and I'm cutting it out.
Hello there, sweet Appleberry.
I thought their name was going to be something. I did not see Berry.
Sweet Appleberry.
I thought it said Sweet Apple Booty.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, what's making you happy this week?
Not a lot. Doing this podcast. Beating you in Risk. I figured out a new strategy that has been very successful.
Well, I will learn it, and then
No, you won't. No, you won't, because I'm not sharing.
You don't have to share it. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna see what you're doing, and I'm gonna take notes.
You can take all the little notes.
I will, and I'm gonna beat you. First of all, you have what is the word? You have conceded several times over this week.
Conceited. I got a reason. Yeah, but not anymore. Never again.
All right. We'll
Never
see what
again.
happens.
I will beat you continuously.
That will not happen.
Yes, it will.
No,
Yes, it will.
it will not.
Yes, it will.
We will continue.
I just gotta. Yeah.
We should start doing 2-on-2 again, and that way we'll have a better sense.
2-on-2.
Remember when we just do it against each other and we have to put them things in the neutral spaces?
Okay.
We're gonna start
I'd
doing that.
be very interested in seeing how that works out for you.
Because that way we don't have the way that like when we have the AI, they'll be doing stuff that's throwing us off. But this way, we'll just have to put the board the way that we want it. All right. Anything else that's making you happy?
That steak was really good. That was a really good steak.
And the brioche little toast.
Yeah, that was fine.
The truffle egg, you didn't like?
Yeah, it was okay. It was okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I will not be going back there again. Oh, that's the thing that's... Thanks for listening to the show. If you'd like to contact the podcast, you can reach us via email at blackandsnerdypodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok at Black and Snurdy Podcast, as well as on Twitter at Black and Snurdy. You can find me, Maurice, on all social media under the handle Licorish is Legit. That's LICORISH is legit.
And you can find me on Instagram. It's that's OD THATSOD.E, and on Twitter THATSOD_E. And don't forget to like, rate, and subscribe to us. Tune in next time to the Black and Sturdy Podcast, where nerds of a feather flock together.
Remember?
Bye.
Boy.
Not yet.
No, this is keeping it. We're keeping this in. Don't forget to take your meds and your subs and drink water. Bye.
Bye.
Just take a shot.
I actually want to keep that.
And